2014 was promotion. It's achieved now. How are you feeling after that?
Well, very good. It was our main target probably for the league, and that's what we had set our stall on. We take every competition serious. Our main target was to win the Mechanic Cup, and we didn't. We were lucky enough to get promoted probably today, I think, on the back of the other results. So that's that, from that point of view, it's going. But the league is not finished. Still 2 more matches to go in it.
You're obviously, there is joy amongst the panel. You can see it there. That promotion with 2 games to go, it gives you a window of opportunity now for the last 2 games.
Yeah, well, that window of opportunity has been there in the first 5 games. We've 34, 35 players in the league so far. So that's a high turnaround of players, and that comes on the back of injuries and different things like that. But in saying that, the panel set up, and that was the main thing that the most probably satisfying thing about the league, Cavan, is the way the strength was in our panel. Yeah, the panel was tested today. Obviously, before the game, Eugene Keaton was ruled out because of flu, I think. But you had to bring in Ronan Flanagan, a well-capable replacement. Yeah, Ronan's an experienced player, you know what I mean, and in fairness, Ronan, he's probably only getting back to full fitness. He's probably only about 60%. But it's what Ronan does with his head when he has the ball in the hand is what the difference is, and that's where we are trying to get lads to work on it. So we keep talking about the top process, and think about the possession, think about where you're going to put the ball, and we did that quite well today. We did a lot of bad things as well. I thought our shooting was probably the worst we've had. We were very Jekyll and Hyde in the finishing stakes. Yeah, when you mention it there, it's hard not to look at it. 19 missed opportunities I make it, between 6 drops short, maybe 13 wides. You can't continue to miss those opportunities. No, and there was 3 off the post as well. So I suppose when they come in, if they're only the width of 3 inches to stop them from going across as being a score. Look, again, in the end of the day, it's about the result, and it's about being consistent, and we have been consistent in the league. We have 5 out of 5, and that's what we set our stall up, and hopefully when the league is over we'll have all our games back. When you look at the Longford setup, they were very, very tenacious in the tackle out around the middle of the field. They created a lot of pressure on the Cavan men when they were on the ball. Yeah, well, in fairness, Longford was a game that could bring them back into the league. They were sitting on 4 points after winning 2 out of 2. If they got back up to 6 points, and we were probably sitting in 8, it was all to play for after that. So it was probably a very important game from that point of view for both them and us. And their full forward line of McCormick and Cavan in there, they created a threat a lot at the time. Well, they did, but in fairness, I thought Rory Dunn had an excellent second half, and I think, if you look at the ratio of what ball Rory handled relative to any of them in the full forward line, you probably had it 2-1, 3-1 compared to that. So, for the first 20 minutes of the second half, we had total control of the game, especially in our back line. I thought that is where we probably built the win from in the second half. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So now it leaves you with the last 2 games, with Roscommon coming to Breffni Park in 2 weeks' time. How do you look forward to that? Do you want to finish top of the table here? We always want to win all our games. As I said before at the start of the year, we wanted to win the Mechanic Cup. Unfortunately, we didn't win that. We want to win the 3 games left in the league as well, and we want to win the league. That's the nature of these lads. That's what they want to do. They want to be winners. Well done, Terry. Congratulations on promotion.
Tom, Terry, the dynamic of local derbies, bring a whole new emphasis to any game. Cavan probably suffered a little bit more in the first half than Longford did. What had you to do at half time to refocus the team?
Well, again, as you said, it probably was about refocusing. Maybe we come, sometimes at the local derbies, for some strange reason, if it's a Fermanagh or a Monaghan or a Meath, we seem to lift our game an awful lot more than we do for Longford. And maybe that's because the interaction on the board that we count on Longford is a little bit more, because the lads crisscross with schools in Grandon and mine and things like that, and they don't have that same rivalry that we would against the other local derbies. But we knew coming in that was going to be the scenario. And as alluded before, we knew that 2 points were going to bring Longford back into the league as well. So it was very important that we stuck to our task in the second half.
And the goal of being in Division 2 now, you set that out at the start of the season, you've achieved that now. That is a great achievement for Cavan to be in Division 2 for next year.
Well, that's true, I think players will get better playing at the higher divisions. I think that the faster the game of football you can play at, the better you will become as a footballer, and it's very important that we get this young panel in on the higher levels of leagues, so that they can improve at the football.
They can detect that in the guys when they're running into the dressing room. It really gives them a renewed impetus now that they're a Division 2 team, because it allows them to play against higher class teams.
Well, that's it, and we've been sitting in Division 3 for too many years, and it's good and it's fresh to go out and play different teams as well, because you get into that thing, you're going back to the same pitch, the same teams year in, year out, and Division 3 has proven to be probably the toughest division to get out of all the 4.
And then once you're promoted now, there'll be games coming up in the league apart from the games that you play at home and the ones that's left in this division, but you'll be into semi-finals or quarter-finals or whatever it is now. That'll be a renewed impetus before the championship.
Well, that's true. I suppose we're out later this year in the championship than the other year, which gives us the time to reorganise and regroup. the last couple of years were preliminary rounds, which is very, very difficult when you just hit the end of the league and you have to prepare for championship in 4 or 5 weeks. Lads want to come back to their clubs, and the club players have to play as well. So, you know, it gives everybody a window of opportunity now.